help people, and then the money that comes is after. You notice this came after, and it's a bonus for helping people. And that's what I live by. That's my philosophy. It's like, what? You know, like they may be like, like. Hey, this is Lance McGowan, and I wanted to share with you a conversation that I had with somebody that found me on Instagram, and then we messaged each other, DM'd about the essential oils, and then she wanted a custom doTERRA kit sent to Nigeria, which is where she's at. She's a kind of a health and beauty kind of skin specialist, and I just want to talk about, you know, some best practices, some things that I went through, some things I've seen in the past, and kind of help you out with all that insight. Okay? So basically, after we moved the conversation from Instagram to WhatsApp, because that's just kind of another way to have a phone call, because after I get to know somebody and kind of learn about what they're looking for, I'd like to learn a little bit more through a phone conversation. So with WhatsApp, you kind of have to add somebody as a contact first, and then you can add in your phone, and then you can add them on WhatsApp. There's like a little, that's just kind of how it goes. But anyways, she said, hello, now I get it. This is from Instagram. And so I was like, hello. Yeah, it's kind of hard finding people on this app at first. You free to chat sometime this week or over the phone is what I said. She said, yeah, you're right. Yes, let's get talking. This week is okay for me, thanks. And so I said, sounds good. Does Wednesday or Friday at 6 p.m. your time, 10 a.m. my time work for you? So she's about 8 hours ahead in Nigeria. She said, Wednesday is okay. And then she said, that's tomorrow. And there's a reason why I'm going over the specifics of this. There's a method to the not madness. Alright, so here we go. Then I said, great, talk to you then. She gave this emoji. You know what that is? Yeah. Okay, so Wednesday came. I called. She didn't answer. Then she said about 20 minutes later, hello, ... I am here. I missed your call. And then later that day, because I was working and doing other stuff, I said, hi, we can try for another day. Does this Friday or next Monday at 6 p.m. your time, 10 a.m. my time work for you? And I was working when you called. That's what I had said. That's true. You know, I got lots of things going on, different projects and stuff like that. And you notice what I did is when she messaged me back, number one, I messaged her back, right? I didn't ghost her, ignore her. But I also countered with a different time and date. And these are subtleties, right? These are very subtle, and you know, if you blink, you'll miss it. But I do that because I'm still interested in connecting. Like, I'm showing her that, hey, let's do this. Let's set up a time so we can talk for 15 or 20 minutes and figure out what your needs and goals are. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down for that. Let's go, right? She can follow me on Instagram. She sees all my posts. She likes what she sees. Let's go. Okay. She says, okay. And then Friday, 6 p.m. And then I said, sounds good. Talk to you then. She gives the smiley face emoji. You know, Friday came. I called her. Then I got a smiley face emoji. And then a hello. And then a you're on time. That's okay. So we set up 2 different times to chat. She basically didn't answer the phone either time. I'm not even looking for a video phone chat here. Just a conversation, just a quick little, hey, I call them like little wellness consults where I just understand what your needs and goals are and what you're looking for exactly to see if I'd be a good fit, because I may not be. I may need to refer you to a competitor, because if it's in Nigeria and Africa, doTERRA doesn't ship directly to there. So there's a little situation that we got to work out, which I'm going to talk about shortly, how you ship to countries that doTERRA doesn't ship to. And so it's a little bit extra work, but I believe it's worth it if the person believes it's worth it. Okay, so there we go. You know, people that want to help themselves, basically. All right, so what I did then is I sent her a video of what I believe that would, she'd be interested in. So it's the best anti-aging cream alternative, Forever Young webinar. It's a preview. It's basically one of the digital products for moms that I worked with, one of the local collaborators they have. And it says, hello, I have another appointment after this, but I have a video on skincare and my website below. If you see a good fit for what you're looking to do, just let me know. So the reason why I did this is because I don't want to waste my time if somebody's not interested in actually connecting. I mean, that's the most blunt way I can say it without being disrespectful, right? So it's just like, hey, like let's chat, like let's talk. But if you don't want to, here's a video, watch that. I don't want to give you a video because clearly I believe live interaction is of more value and more interactive. But because I basically got stood up a couple times, Then she gets a video and a link. Okay, so she got a link also to my website to purchase. And so I was just like, all right, I'll just let her figure it out. And she said, okay, I'm checking. So then about 3 weeks passed, and she reaches out to me and says, hello, can I get to choose the oils I prefer in my starter pack? So then I was like, out of the blue, I'm like, oh, hey, you know, in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, people come around when they want to. That's fine. I'm not a high pressure person. I'm like a no pressure person because I just educate and let you make the decisions. But that's my style. And she responded to that. She said, and then I said, hello, you can customize your essential oil kit. What health priorities were you looking to address naturally? So that's me seeking understanding. Like, I want to know what's going on. Like, what's your needs? How can I help you, basically? She says, and particularly into skincare. So am I, girl. So am I. Okay. She says, I would likes of geranium, frankincense, myrrh, lavender, patchouli, sandalwood, oak, etc. Basically, EO for skincare. Okay, so that's kind of like a long list, but, and I said, those could definitely help the skin. What country are you in? See, I wasn't sure who this was because she used a different WhatsApp and a different number, so that's why I got a little confused here. But she said Nigeria. I still didn't know who it was. And then said, what is the procedure? That's what she said. And that's what she said. Okay, anyway. And then she asked, how much is the starter kit again? So then I said, if you give me an email at essentialoilsme@gmail.com and let me know exactly what you want, then I can give you a price quote for the customized starter kit, shipping, and taxes. And this is the key to remember, is because when you're in a different country, there's still always going to be the oil kit costs as well as shipping and taxes, but there's an additional shipping cost, and I'm going to talk about that shortly here. But here we go. She says, okay, and then, you know, a day or two later, she says, mail sent. And then I said, sounds good, I'll give you a price estimate today. She said, okay. So what I did was I had to do some research, because when you give price estimates to people in your home country, then it's going to be a little bit more work, but I'm okay with that because I value education, and that is something that I do. Okay, so basically, I'm going to show you what I sent her. Okay, so this is basically the email. It's kind of hard to see, but I wrote an email, so I basically give a total price quote of everything and break it down and even put it in her currency, and then I talk about what stuff I don't have or cannot give to her because doTERRA doesn't offer it, and then I basically let her know that, hey, she can purchase through this. So just to recap, there's going to be the US price for everything, there's going to be taxes and duty, there's going to be a shipping from doTERRA's warehouse to me because she's in a country that doTERRA doesn't ship to, and then I need to ship it from me to her, so there's double shipping, and then there's also going to be the final total. And so all that, you know, all the things that she was actually looking for. She was also looking for a wholesale membership. Like, it may be a little hard to read this. Just know she wanted a bunch of oils, a wholesale membership, and that's pretty much it. And it was for her skincare. You know, she has a business out there. And I was like, okay, cool. So I gave her that. It was like $402.84 US. And the Nigerian naira, I believe that's their currency, pronunciation, I hope that's right, is 145,022.40. So immediately you could say in your mind, well, if I'm going to purchase these and it's going to be $145,000 equivalent in my own currency and country, it's like, what? You know, like they may be like, like, because there's been people in the Philippines where it's like the dollar to, basically the dollar to the Nigerian currency is like 1 to 360. So for every $1, it's like 360 of their currency. So it's not a really favorable conversion for money-wise. And the same thing with the Philippines. It's like for every $1, it's like 50 of their currency. And I had somebody ask me about that, and I've got clients in the Philippines. So it's just like, it's rough. You know, like when somebody buys in Europe, it's pretty good. It's pretty favorable because, you know, $1 is like less than, you know, a euro, or even less than a pound, less than £1 or less than €1. So they're, you know, they're kind of making out a little bit. But that, for the vast majority of other people in other countries, it's going to be, you know, not the case. So I get that. You know, I just let her know what I don't carry, and here's my website. And who knows? It may be 2 or 3 weeks before I hear from her, maybe never. The thing I have learned, though, and this is why I wanted to tell you all this, is I want to help people, and it's good that they want to be helped, but at the same time, when the currency conversion isn't favorable, then they either have to have a lot saved up, or money just isn't an option for them, and they just they'll make it happen. You know, they'll save up, or, you know, I've had people from India ask me, and they're like, whoa, that dollar to, you know, my country's currency just doesn't work. And I'm like, I know, it's almost seen like it's like buying a car or something, you know. In some regards, it's like, dang, like I could buy a vehicle over buying some oils. And it's like, well, these are world's highest quality, right? Beyond organic, like they're you know, beyond pure, like, so you are getting a lot of value. But I get it, conversion doesn't make sense. But I spent a lot of time, you know, doing research, because I had to research the country, you know, their taxes and duties. I had to look up who actually can ship this stuff. And you may be saying, Lance, that's a lot of work for not a lot of guaranteed income. Matter of fact, she may not even respond back to you ever, or even make a purchasing decision, because it's outside of the scope of what she can afford, or maybe she just doesn't see the value in what you're offering and doesn't make a purchasing decision. And, you know, for me, it's like, well, I look at this as a personal development exercise still, where I need to know how I could ship to a country that doTERRA doesn't ship to, just so I have that insight and really make sure that I have all my ducks in a row, and give an accurate price quote, knowing that in most cases that I've done this in the past, it hasn't turned out to be anything. But that's okay, right? When you do something because you're passionate, the money is a bonus, right? It's help people, and then the money that comes is after. You notice this came after, and it's a bonus for helping people. And that's what I live by, that's my philosophy, and that's what it will continue to be. The money is just a reward for helping people. So until I'm able to help her, that money won't be there. But I need to just continue to help people as much as I can, and that's what I've done. And so that's just how it works. That's just my style, that's my flavor, that's how it goes. And that's okay, right? I now have that skill set on giving a price estimate to Nigeria. I can check that box on the skills I've attained as being a doTERRA wellness advocate, right? Will I ever need this again? Probably, because there's people from other countries that are asking. Philippines, which now doTERRA is going to actually start shipping there this year. But anyways, you know, India, you know, a lot of the, you know, more like the third world country types that doTERRA doesn't ship to, like, that is some skills that I need to have. And, you know, knowing how much shipping is and knowing all that stuff is important, because you never know. It's all about helping people, not just where you're at, but other places too. Like, I do have an international audience when I look at YouTube analytics, and there's people from Canada, there's people from the UK, Australia, Malaysia, India. If you're watching this now, I love you. Thank you for watching. You probably just got a lot of information, more than you ever want, on my experience with somebody in Nigeria, but that's how I roll, that's how I do things, and I just feel that exposure to that, transparency, and awareness to all that is important, because that's what I value. Like, I did not get that in my previous job. Like, there was a lot of backstabbing, a lot of sidestabbing, a lot of people not just keeping it real at my previous employer. And I said to myself, when I have my own business, when I become a doTERRA wellness advocate, when I have a business where I can help people, full transparency, awareness, adding value. And if that means, here's the kicker, if that means people are not going to choose me because of that, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with, and I really mean that. I'm not just saying that because you're on the other end of this watching. I mean that because I want to move towards people that move towards me. And I will talk to the next person if they don't, because I want to help people who want to be helped. And there is a difference, I talked about this in another video, between interest and commitment, right? Interest, we do things because they're convenient. Commitment, we don't make any excuses. We learn from the results, and we make it happen, right? And so really, I'm looking for the people that are committed and want to help themselves and are open and ready. And yes, when you live in a different country, and yes, when the currency conversion rate isn't favorable, it does make it harder. It makes it more difficult. I get that. That's why I work with people in their own timing. And sometimes people come around in 1 month. Sometimes people come around in 1 year. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years. But guess what? My videos are still going to be here. I'm going to be here to help and be ready to help. And that's just how I roll. Like, I believe it's important to be consistent in that, and to let people know that, you know, they have a foundation to kind of come back to if they just want to watch some videos casually, or if they actually want to make a purchasing decision. So it's really, the ball's in other people's court. And that's how I try to make it, so that, hey, I'm gonna deliver on my end, right? You're gonna get the information, the education, personalized support, high quality products, you know, all that. Okay, that's what you're gonna get. What do you want to do? Like, what's up? So, all right, well, that concludes today's video. thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already done so for future video updates, and check out the links in the description below so you can continue to get your learn on.